يستاهلون الدول اللي وقفت الامارات والسعوديه والكويت للاسف يستاهلون لما وقفوا مع هذا الانقلابي الفاشل الغاشم، يستاهلون.
We provide hundreds of millions of dollars of aid to the Egyptian government and the Egyptian people. I want to make sure it's a good investment. I want to understand what we're investing in.
سمعتوا عن ان دول الخليج رافضه تدفع او تتبرع او تساعد، طبعا مش تبرع، تبرع للشيطان، مش تبرع في سبيل الله. اي مبلغ يدفع للعسكر هو تبرع في سبيل الشيطان.
It's really the economic policies are for the benefit of Sisi's own constituency, the military itself. We're seeing a real change in laws, regulations, etc. that are allowing the military rather than the private sector to take up more and more economic activity. That's what's behind these mega construction projects that Sisi has been carrying out.
مصر على راسي، ولكن انقاذ العسكر من أجل إبقائهم في الظلم وفي السيطرة وفي الهبش وفي بص دماء الشعب المصري الأصيل.
The Suez Canal passage, the new administrative capital he's building in the desert, because this is how the Egyptian military knows how to make money, by building things.
هذول العسكر وأحذية العسكر مثل ما قلت لكم، وبتاريخهم للأسف من 1952 إلى الآن تاريخهم أسود ومعروف في تدمير مصر، جايين بهدف تدمير مصر. أنا دائما أقول هالكلام وقلت أنا سنين طويلة.
The Middle East has changed in that period. Egypt at that period was really the most influential country, the most influential Arab country, and its position on everything was of significance to us. But that's no longer true. Egypt has no role of significance when it comes to the conflict in Yemen or in Iraq or in Syria, nor really on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict itself. Egypt's weight in the region has really declined. The Egyptian military is actually spending huge amounts of money enhancing their conventional capabilities.
في رخاء وتحولت الآن للأسف إلى دولة يعني في الحضيض، يعني وحكومة تشحت حسبي الله ونعم الوكيل.
More and more it looked to us that Egypt is becoming a country that sucks up aid a lot more from the Gulf states than from us, as you know, contributing very, very little to regional security and treating the aid as an entitlement that simply must continue.
كل الحملة الإعلامية اللي يقومون فيها الإعلاميين المصريين، إعلاميين العسكر، خلونا نسمي إعلاميين عسكر لأن مصر بريئة منهم. كل الحملات اللي انتم تشوفونها الآن حملات بهدف استعطاف الشعب المصري من أجل بقاء السيسي وبقاء هذا الحكم مدة أطول.
Just how counterproductive the tactics are. This is basically a window into a strategy in which young men who may or even may not be members of ISIS are rounded up, executed in cold blood, and then passed off as casualties in a battlefield fight so that the army can look good. We know from history that is the way to lose a fight like this, nothing to win.
سيسي ذكي وذكي جدا لأن فعلا هو مطلوب منه تدمير مصر، وهو فعلا نجح وبذكاء في تدمير مصر وفي شفط مصر وفي إفلاس مصر، فهو قام بالدور وبمهامة على أكمل وجه.
Almost any observer of the Sisi government, I think, would agree that over the last 2 or 3 years, the primary priority of the Egyptian military and of General Sisi has not been to fight terrorism or to improve governance. It has been to make sure that what happened in 2011, the Tahrir Square rising, something like that can never, ever happen again in Egypt, and that the power of the military over the country's politics and economics is not challenged again. As a result, they have concentrated as much on persecuting their political opponents, peaceful protesters, independent NGOs, the very people in the country who are most likely to despise jihadism as it has on hunting down terrorism.
حرام ان دول الخليج تصرف من فلوس الشعوب اللي عندها تعطيها حق حرامية. والله لو راحت حق أهلنا في مصر، لو راحت في إعمار مصر وفي رخاء الشعب المصري، حلال زلال وبكل ود وبكل طيبة خاطر. هذول أهلنا المصريين، والله أي مصري يسمعني الآن والله أنا أحبك.
My job was talking to authoritarian governments around the world, and I have to say the meetings with the government of Egypt were amongst the least productive and most unpleasant. A lot of governments around the world that do things we don't like, but you can have a thoughtful, intelligent conversation where you're talking to somebody who you feel like they've got the best interest of their country in mind, but they have a different vision for how to achieve them. And in the case of Egypt, it's just angry, rude denial of all problems, and how dare you, U.S. government official, raise these things with us, and where's our money? Thank you very much.